Hi, Dustin from Roland here, and today we're going to be looking at the version 2 update for the SH-4d. This update adds 2 new oscillator models, pattern chaining, options for system-wide reverb, chorus, and delay, a new quick overwrite process for saving tones and patterns, new sub-step options to push sequence timing off the grid, and more. Let's dig in. The new step model brings a powerful step LFO modulator to the SH-4d, with up to 16 steps and 37 different curves that can be chosen for each step. This can be applied to many different parameters like pitch, filter cutoff, amp, pan, and more. The sound generation is driven by 2 oscillators, each with their own shape, level, tuning, and pulse width settings. First, let's apply the step LFO to oscillator pitch using button number 3. This offers 3 different range options. We can change the speed using the 4th fader. Steps can be selected using the left and right buttons, then the encoders can be used to change the curve and set the value. Value can also be changed with the up and down buttons and fader 1. Lots of fun can also be had by motion recording some of the step LFO settings. For example, we could change the rate for different sections of the pattern. Now let's check out routing the step LFO to filter cutoff. This is controlled with fader number 3. We can check out additional settings by holding Shift and pressing any of the buttons under the faders. Now here we can change the step LFO length, we can turn key triggering on or off, let's turn it off for this example, we can route to amp and pan, and there's also a lot more detailed oscillator settings here. The new harmonic model is inspired by classic drawbar organs and offers 4 tuned harmonics with the levels controlled by the 4 faders. Bars 1 and 4 can change footing using the buttons underneath. And the timbre knob will apply panning modulation. Also, be sure to check out the rotary and VK rotary effects in the Tone MFX menu for even more authentic organ sounds. While it's quick and easy to get organ tones cooking using just the oscillator section and some MFX, this model, like all others in the SH-4d, lives within the per-part synth architecture, so we can take things even further with the filter options, envelopes, and LFOs. Taking the keyboard down 1 or 2 octaves can result in some instant housey organ bass. And of course, this model can go much further than regular organ sounds. Patterns can now be chained together and will automatically change after a set amount of repeats. Pattern chain settings can be found in the pattern menu. Here we have chain length, next pattern, and pattern chain on and off. Chain length sets how many times the pattern will repeat before switching to the next. Note that this uses the length of the pattern's rhythm part as the reference. So, if our rhythm part is 64 steps, a chain length of 2 will result in 128 steps total before the pattern changes. Next pattern selects which pattern is next in the chain. We can use the next option to simply move to the next pattern in our bank, or select any specific pattern as well. Then all we need to do is save these pattern settings and turn the pattern chain, which is a system setting, on, and we're ready to go. Let's simply move between pattern 14 once and pattern 15 twice. You see, because pattern 14 was set to 1, it loaded pattern 15 as soon as I pressed play. Now on the second repeat of 15, it'll load 14. Now 14's lined up. And that's it. It's that simple. We've introduced new system settings for reverb, chorus, and delay, which allow for the same effect and settings to be applied across all patterns, regardless of tones and kits. In the System Settings menu, you can see that we now have reverb, delay, and chorus source, and we can set this to system or pattern. I've got reverb and delay set to system. Now this is great for maintaining a consistent vibe across different patterns, especially when working on multiple patterns for a longer track or a bigger project in the studio. These new options are also especially useful for getting smooth transitions when moving through patterns live, as effect tails will carry over to the next pattern without any abrupt cutoffs. Let's listen to the sound effect at the end of this pattern, moving to the next. Note that when any changes are made to the effects that are set to system, they're automatically applied across the whole SH-4d and don't need to be saved. Version 2 also brings some new substep options that can be applied to any note on the pattern sequencer. We can access these by holding down a note and moving over to sub. We're now able to scroll to the right and shift the timing of the notes anywhere from +10 to +90% off the grid. Let's apply that to just the clap. Very useful for looser feeling grooves and off-grid sequences. This is also great for practical techniques like shifting a bass note slightly behind the beat so it doesn't clash with the attack of a kick drum. Additional updates include a new quick overwrite option found in the right menu that allows for saving all tone and pattern settings in one quick action. The number of undo and redo options has been extended to 10. A new shortcut is available for portamento on and off, holding Shift and pressing the hold button. We've added a generic option to the USB driver settings, which allows for USB MIDI connectivity with devices that don't support the SH-4d driver. Also, the option to choose which MIDI data is being transmitted from the SH-4d is available in the System Settings menu. And we've improved the spec for receiving MIDI program change from external devices. You can check out the full list of improvements and new features on the SH-4d Update and Drivers page, and dig into the updated owner's manual for even more details. So there it is. Thanks for taking the time today to check out the new features in the SH-4d version 2 update. Go and grab the update from the Roland.com website, and be sure to register your SH-4d for all the latest info.